I think at this point, did everyone get a hope jar? Who does not have one? You need, okay, yes. We'll get you one. Okay. But everyone, and I think we kind of grasped the concept, right? So this PowerPoint was kind of made to walk people through it, and I think we're all at the point where we don't really need to walk through it, but I'm going to go through the PowerPoint, and then I actually have a relevant story to share. We're going to tie it all together and wrap this up here. So this is Matthew Harless. I am Ashley Chancellor. We're nurses. We're nurses who care about people. We're nurses who care about nurses, and we want to improve the world through helping nurses. We know what burnout is, right?
We all know.
Right? We've all been there. We know that it's a systemic moral injury that responds to connection, not shame. The pathway out isn't a spa day. It's peer support, honest reflection, and courage to recover. Yeah, that's fine. Burnout and moral injury. We don't have to go over this. These are professionals. The important thing is stop blaming yourself. Your nervous system is responding to systemic betrayal. Increase well-being. So what we're bringing to you is the HOPE scale. It's like a pain scale. This is a tool. This is an active tool that you can take, you can use in your business, you can use in your family, you can use at work. I don't care where you use it. It's going to come up and it's going to be useful, and you're going to be glad that you had it. And through this, it brings in a couple other things. And one of the things is using your tools, but getting into to peer support. And so we all know in this room that increased well-being reduces depression, it reduces the stress and exhaustion. And if you attend peer support groups, that greater attendance equals better outcomes. It's known. So not only just use your tools, but to get into community. Stop me at any point if you want. Okay. Social support increases the resiliency. We're kind of, I know I am triggered by the word resiliency, right? Like that's a word that we're kind of just all like, I am resilient. Stop throwing that at me. But when we're resilient together, in this room where we're saying, okay, we're done. It's not just one of us fighting. Now it's all of us fighting, right? So that community support is really important to keep that collective. Now you're all fired up, right? You're all ready. You're like, okay, I'm not the only one fighting this battle. This helps. It reduces the stigma. How many nurse friends do you have that you say burnout and they just roll their eyes or they don't want to talk about it? It's something they can't even process, like they don't even want to talk about. Normalizing the emotional challenges. We know, as soon as someone says the nurse, you see them instantaneously. You're like, girl, what are you carrying? Sir, thank you. Like, you just know, you see that person, you know that it's hard. And so when you're like, I've been there. I've been there. I've been in a really, really bad place.
You know what? I think it's just in your kind of, I don't know if you very often anywhere else. Like, I work in the ICU. There's almost pride in carrying that trauma.
Oh, for certain.
Gosh.
That's what
so
comes
bad.
here. Yes, yes.
Like, I can leave the ICU because I take pride in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can carry so much.
They need me.
I can eat lunch. I don't go to bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Yeah.
You're the nurse.
Yeah.
No,
you're right on the head. And even more impactful is that everyone recognizes that feeling. You know, we're like wear our trauma like a badge of honor instead of processing it and wearing it the way we really should, right? We're all strong people.
Yeah.
Now shine through that pain. It improves team cohesion. You know, if you're on a unit and it's you have your dream team. Every nurse in here has your dream team that you would call on, and you're like, if I could work one shift with all of these people, the world would be saved. And you also know that when there's a bunch of travelers and there's some float nurses or there's that one person on the unit that just doesn't jive, it doesn't jive. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't run smoothly. So when you're meeting regular support groups, regular meetings, regular anything, coming to Modern Nurse Fest, getting in community, having a nurse coach, whatever kind of group you're in, church, anything like that, it's obviously going to improve your sense of support and your wellness and the point that you're trying to make in this world. We'll go over the HOPE assessment real quick. Matt, do you want to do this real quick?
Yeah, I think we introduced it really well. People are living it already. But,
Yeah.
you know, the 1 to 2 is this crisis overwhelm. And really, for me, I just want to tell some stories. Like, the reason this kind of hit home is because like I spent 10 years in a psych hospital and we lost patients, and that was hard, but you kind of expect to lose a suicidal psych patient. But the point that really hit me is there's been like 6 or 7 of my peers that worked in that psych hospital that committed suicide. And for me, I always just have that sense of guilt that I carry where like I could have done more. Like John, he worked he worked on the pediatric, the teen unit, the kids. And I can remember the Friday night he left, he wasn't doing well. And I knew it. I just wish I'd said something. But Monday he didn't show up for a shift and nobody's did or said anything. Tuesday, he didn't show up for a shift and they called the police and did a safety check. And he had been dead since Friday night.
Mm.
And it's like, if my life's going to matter moving forward, I don't want another John to happen. And, and I think as nurses, we're learning more and more about that. The rates are higher for our unlicensed staff members, the CNAs that work with us, because they don't have all the same professional skills and education that we have. Physicians have a higher suicide rate because part of signing up to renew as your physician is a statement of your mental health. They're being judged if they seek treatment for their competency. And I think at some point we have to cut the crap, like whatever the best practice is, whatever the law is, whatever the establishment says. At some point, it's a human being, and we need to just not care about this crap because it's a human being. And it's like, I think we've lost that when it comes to ourselves, and we've lost that when it comes to our peers. Everyone talks about the patient. Everyone glorifies every other part of the system except us. And I'm done. I'm done. Not only do I deserve it, but each and every one of you deserves it. I'm done.
He loves 1 and 2, our crisis. And so we've explained it mostly. Is there anyone that doesn't understand the Hope Score? We will go through it more. Okay.
We believe in
So
this
you get it.
lateral support.
Yes.
1 and 2 is about the professional help, but like, if you're on a unit or wherever you work, you don't want to pick the bully to be your accountability partner. Don't be stupid. Find somebody that kind of has your sense of value and kind of approach them.
Yeah.
The other thing is like we're starting the first support group in Nurses for Nurses, and we have plans to build others. We're not married to one organization because all we care about is that group. We want more and more groups. The next is building the tools. And I tell you what, I was going to say this. I've seen a third of this conference because I couldn't go to everything, but like every single one was just another tool. And as much as people said the same things, right, it gave me that sense of community, but everyone had a different way they approached it, which is beautiful. And I think we've got to celebrate that. Like, I think everybody's kind of looking at the same issue. We're all coming to the same conclusions, but we all have a little different roadmap, right? And some roadmaps like jive more with who you are than maybe another. And it's like, it doesn't have to be the business of hope as long as you find something that works for you. 7 and 8 is the gold standard where we want everyone to be. Stable and growing, celebrating your recovery, fully functioning on your unit, fully functioning in your life. And what I said in my thing is there's really 3 choices. You stay and get played like you are, or you learn how to play the game, and function healthy inside the systems that you're at, or 3 is to leave. And 3 is not a judgment. 3 is a valid choice. I think all of us left the bedside because what's more important? Our mental health, our happy, thriving careers. And until hospitals and healthcare systems actually invest in us, we should all leave. Your hospital should close units because they don't have nurses. Your hospitals should not exist in not just rural areas, but in big cities. because of the way that they've treated their workforce. I mean, who is going to sign up to be a servant that doesn't have support and that doesn't have help? And if that's a threat to your organization, that's a red flag that your organization probably needs to look at its priorities. And we have reached a tipping point. You know, there's truck drivers in California that are canceling contracts because they're not willing to pay $150,000 for a truck that meets their new guidelines. That's happening in mass. They're paying the $50,000 fine. Outside of nursing, I can give you examples all over the country where people are saying they've reached it. They've reached it. And actually, what's happened in history is these labor movements have done more to change history than anything else in our society. So we, as nurses who are here, have obviously said it's enough because we stopped and we stopped doing it. And those that are still in bedside care, you have a valid opportunity to do the same. And you are worth it. And you don't have to suffer alone. 9 and 10 are those that lead back with hope. I don't think everyone's going to reach that level. I mean, once you've gotten healed, you're healed. But like a lot of people like that. Like, who can I take with me? You know, and it just that's kind of where I'm at. I feel like we're not here to make a bunch of money. We're just here to reach as many people as we can. Success is always a numbers game, but I care more about the people who don't die. I don't know how to measure that. And the people that are left, I just want the people to have happy, fulfilled lives, like outside of work. You know, I saw your baby and it was like, oh my God, that was so cool. And it had nothing to do with nursing. It had nothing to do with our careers, but it had everything to do with a fulfilled life. And like, it'd be nice if we could do that more.
That is the most perfect segue, and he has no clue what I'm about to say next. So thank you, partner. I super, super honor you, and I think you did a great job explaining this. They say that people learn best through stories, and so I'm going to tell a story of my day that I was not expecting, right? So this is a brand new baby project. I'm staying at an Airbnb with a bunch of people that have flown in from across the country. We have rental cars. Life is crazy. We're all coming and going. We're all professionals. We're all running businesses. We're all speaking. We're all trying to be humans. And there was a project that was not completed this morning. Something got left here. It's fine. I'll get up early in the morning. I'll get there early. I will start it. The house is ready. They're going out for breakfast. They've taken care of themselves. They're having fun. And I need to go finish this project. So I go, and my car is gone. We are staying in a gated community, and my car is just gone. We are an hour away from this event. Yes. There's no tow signs, anything. I think it's completely stolen. I panic, and I reach out to my friends, let them know, let my fiance know, call 911. This is a story about all the people I met with hope today. At that moment, I didn't have hope. I was in crisis mode, absolute crisis mode. I thought, I'm not going to be able to do this today. I'm not going to be able to. That's it. But my friends, cool. All right, we'll give you space. You got to do what you got to do. I call 911. The dispatcher was so calm. It's so good to know that the dispatchers are okay right now. And I want you to start thinking about all the people along my journey that can use this tool. That dispatcher was calm. What do you need? I said, it's not an emergency, but also my car's been stolen, so it's a real emergency. And he said, I won't go through the details, but he did ask if my car was paid to date. And I said, thank God. Thank God it is. It's not going to get repoed. So thank you for asking that. And then he asked what it was, and we find out that it's a commonly towed area. Okay, fine, great. Luckily, one person had hung back. She didn't want to go to breakfast this morning. She was going to ride with me. I was going to take her. Yep. I was going to take her. And she kicked it into gear. She's a nurse. Calm. babe, let's go. What can I help carry for you? Where do you need to go? I'm frantic. I'm calling everyone. She drives me exactly where I need to go. I get there, and I've got to wait in line at a chain link fence. On the way there, I call a gentleman. He's so nice. And I'm expecting, every bit of this way, I'm expecting someone to like just start yelling at me for having my car parked wrong or whatever it is. And this guy answers, and he's nice, and he's like, yeah, when you get here, just let him know. Make sure to have your ID, your registration, or we'll get your registration on your car, just, you know. So I get there, I meet a woman at a chain link fence, and she's tough. And the woman in front of me waiting in line is tough too. I'm like, oh my gosh. They're both calm though. One of them is in jammies. You can tell there's just some respect. Sophie, so the 911 dispatcher, was the first person I saw leading with hope. The guy that I called answering the phone, the second guy, he kept me calm. Cool, all right. Sophie, badass chick, I saw her. She was being so nice to this woman in front of me, and you could tell. When your car gets towed, you're ready to go. You're ready to fight anyone. You know it shouldn't be here. I'm keeping my business, trying to mind my own HIPAA, but I can't help but overhear the story of the girl in front of me. She had just gotten her car yesterday. The reason they towed it, she pulled it up. She said, oh, your registration sticker's not on your license plate. She said, I just got it yesterday. The registration is inside the car. So Sophie kindly was like, okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Can you show me your photo ID? She didn't have her photo ID on her because she's staying in an Airbnb in the same gated community that I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
So she has a picture on her phone and she wants to show it to Sophie, and Sophie's like, it's a little bright. Let me reach out to my people. I can't help you right now, but like I'll send it to my people. We'll send the picture. We'll wait. But I can help you. So I'm next. I'm just like bowing at Sophie's feet at this moment, right? Like, how is she so calm? Why is she so nice? All these things. She walks me to her car and I ask her, I was like, why are you so chill? Why are you like this? Like, how do you take care of yourself? And she said a couple funny things. She said, I smoke a lot of weed. She said, I love my kids. And she said, I like helping people. So I hugged her and I left, and she helped me. So I get on the road, and I still don't have this project done now, that now in Florida traffic that everyone has experienced takes way longer than you even planned. So I get here, and the Parks and Recreation Department yesterday kindly let me use their paper cutter. And so I was like, oh, maybe they'll let me use it again. So I sneak in there and I said, can I just do it here? I couldn't talk to anybody else, right? I needed to self-regulate. I needed to be quiet. I needed to do this project. And so I go in, and the two women that were there yesterday just greeted me with the biggest hug. They were so happy to see me. And I was like, oh, okay, all right, I'm good. So I start working on my project, and there's an older man with they let me stay there, and they said, well, Fufu's here. There's an older man with a little dog just inside. He's worked at the Parks and Recreation Department for 48 years. It's his day off. He's just hanging out in a place that he enjoys with his dog. God sent me pet therapy. He didn't even know it. I was like, oh yes, let me rub the heck out of this dog right now, right? Let me regulate a little bit. And I was able to get my project done. While I was in there, my business partner shows up. Starts cutting things. He hates craft projects. He hates them. He hates them. I've just learned this. He hates them. Yeah, right. Right? And he's cutting them with a smile on and happily supporting. The man I met that worked for Matt had a presentation to go to, so I continued to finish my project, and the man that was sitting there tells me about how he is a stroke recovery patient. He was out walking his dog. He stroked 3 years ago. I didn't get to hear the rest of the story because now we have a scenic boat date planned. But he loves his community, and he cares for them, and he has cared for them a lot. And Ronald, was leading with hope. He was out walking his dogs, taking care of himself, taking care of his community, taking care of the job he worked at. You guys remember a day when you would walk onto the unit and hang out on your day off? Did anyone do that? I did that.
No.
I brought you guys coffee. Yeah. Hey, I'm near the hospital. Do you guys want food? What do you want? And then you're there for like 2 hours. Ronald was doing that. He was hanging out at a job that he's retired from with his dog. Yeah.
Wow.
I do. I'm so excited. I know. It
I
gets
know,
better.
I missed it.
Yes, if you believe it, the story gets better. And I will say that through all of this, I kept going. I'm talking about the stinking assessment today. Like, keep regulating. What do you have? What are your tools? What are your tools? And so after I got my car, I will say this. After I got my car, I like music. I love worship music. I was like, I need God. I need some music. I just need to drive. I need to recalibrate from this chaos that just happened. And I need to come back to where I was so that I can be ready for this. So I get here, I meet Ronald. Matt comes and helps me. Everything's like just in time for me to do my presentation. Before I go into my first presentation, I just need 5 minutes outside. Matt carried books in for me. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And he allowed me, because he carried them in for me, I was allowed to stand outside for a minute. And I was standing outside, just soaking up some sunshine. And there comes this, he's 65. He's 65. He's coming up with his wheeled walker, and he's got one leg. And he's just chilling. He's coming up. I actually thought he was homeless. I think he lives in group housing, but he didn't open up about that. And he sat down in the chair, and I said, hey, how's your day? He said, God made a great day. I'm here. I offered him a water. I came in here and got it and took him a water. He told me a story. He grew up in this community. He loves this community. He knows Ronald, ironically.
Is he going on the call?
Yeah. I don't know if he knows Ronald, but just the fact that they both grew up in this community and they love it and they're still here. And I was telling Eddie about my sticker, and we were talking about, the phases of his leg and when he lost it and how he had to recover, and how he had to teach himself and recover himself and go to PT. He had to, when he was in crisis, he had to get around community, reach out for support, get in community, and he had to use his tools, and then he had to build his tools, and then he had to, and this is what floored me today, we talk about building your tools and using your boundaries. And I said, dude, you get around so well. You're acclimated so well. He said, you got to. It's my new world. That rocked me. It's a new world. When you have new boundaries, you do have a new world. It does look a little bit different. It's not going to look like rushing. Previous me would just rush and be here and people please and get everything done so it looked so perfect and everything was just here and everyone had their strips at the right time. But that's not nursing. That's not reality. That's not life. I got to talk. I did more medicine today than I think I'll ever do. And they healed me. I was in the right places at the right time doing exactly what I needed to do by using my own tools, first of all. But all of those people that I met that gave me hope, when I asked what they were doing, they were caring for themselves. They weren't overextending. They weren't necessarily showing up for anyone else. They were showing up and they were somewhere here. And that was the greatest validation that this tool is useful no matter where you are in your life. It was a good day. It was a blessed day. At the end of the day, I went from crisis mode and I can be here. And I would say right now I'm like a 5 or 6. That's where I think that I am. That's where that I feel that I am. I feel a little frazzled. I feel like, okay, I'm still using my tools. But that's okay. I was a 1 this morning. And through community, through the tools that I have, the tools that are being taught here by the people in this room, the tools that you have, that you are sharing with people, are medicine that people need. They absolutely need it because they need to fill their toolboxes so that they can take care of themselves the right ways. And I sat in the sun. I drank my water today. I took time from people to self-regulate. I didn't run to the next call bell. I didn't run to the next emergency. I didn't run till everything was perfect. And when I'm done, I'll take a break. And then I had people that checked in and said, hey, do you need a break? Hey, what can I do to help you? Can I carry that box for you? Yeah, I'd like to stand in the sun for a second, thanks. And so it further proves its point. It further proves its purpose. It further proves that we need community. We need tools in our tool belt. We need people to hold us accountable. We need people to pick us up when we're failing. And then once you're doing those things, everyone here, to me, when I look out, everyone here is a 10. I don't know where you're showing up, but everyone that I see here is a 10. You're leading in some kind of way, whether you're here just to learn about it, whether you're here to teach, if you started a new business, if you're thinking about a new business. I see you, you're a 10. That's who I want leading this regime.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that that's where you are, and that's real life. So how are you meeting yourself where you are? This all started because Matt and I thought we could bring it to nursing huddles, like at the start of the shift, and hold people accountable. But it's all about holding yourself accountable and really being honest about that. And we get to the bullying and all of that Jen talked about. And just, when nurses start caring for themselves, we can show up as nurses again.
Yeah.
We can show up with full cups and be present and really meet Eddie on a park bench. I was outside with my business consultant taking a break right before this, and I had an extra bottle of water, and there was a guy that came by, and I thought he might be homeless. And he said, "Hey," and I said, "Hey, what's up? You need anything?" He's like, and he looked. I said, "You want water?" He said, "Yeah." And he took the water. That's nursing. That's nursing. That's all we are. But I wouldn't be able to do that if I just did everything I wanted to do and frazzled and I wouldn't have had those moments. I wouldn't have met those people. I wouldn't even be able to probably stand here in front of you and have a collective thought, right? I'd have been so frazzled. Yeah. And I would just write off the PowerPoints. Okay, that's my presentation. No, I let life happen. I showed up. I showed up for myself. This isn't what I wanted to wear today, but you're nurses. You'll deal. But I raised my level, so yeah, go ahead.
Will you pull up the website? I'm gonna pass these out.
Oh yeah. So
we want to give you as many stickers as you want to take. So I'm trying to pass them out. Our goal was to try to get rid of them.
Yeah.
These are a tool.
Yeah. Please take some.
This pocket's full. So.
Without measurement, we minimize our pain, and we always say it's not that bad. And this is especially for nurses where that community comes in, because when you have somebody else that's like, "No, I see you. I see you. You're actually in pain and you need to pee. Go take a break. I'll do this." There's so much power in that, and that might be from your crochet group or your church group or whatever that is. But it's so important that we first recognize our pain, because in that we can share collectively. Yeah. The hope assessment says what you're experiencing is real, so let's do it together.
And that takes you, that QR code takes you.
I'll take you just to the website.
But we're going to open up the website. If you have your cell phone, I wouldn't mind you pulling it open. Type in hopeassessment.org.
Oh, I should have hold on. I'll just put up the QR code then. That's the whole point.
Let's do that. I want everybody to go there because I want to show you what we're building.
Is that my?
And all of you that spoke are part of it. You don't even know it. So go ahead and
what I want to
do. Scan that QR code and let me know when you're there. Then I want to show you the website. So I don't have my phone. So the top is the little video, and what's it say? Hope is. What did I write there?
Hope is here, right?
Hope is here.
Sorry, it's coming up.
There you go. Like that paragraph
this
about
is hope. I want to say that you are hope. The people in this room that see in a better tomorrow, that are coming to Modern Nurse Fest, that are participating here, you are hope.
Right.
Hope is here. You give so much light to the future.
So people call these soft skills, and that kind of annoys me because I don't think it's soft. Hope is not a slogan.
Sorry.
It represents this measurable concept. I think most of us think of hope as this feeling, and hope is how you, it changes day to day, and it does, but hope can be built into your life. Hope is a practice that you can actually participate in. It's tracked over time by using the assessment. It's our commitment to bringing hope is just strengthened in the fact that we're all in this community together. And if we just want to invite people to this concept. The thing that I really want everyone to do, since you're already here, is to click on and subscribe. What's going to happen you put in your email, right? And you join the website, okay? That doesn't cost a thing. You confirm your email to our email address, and you're going to get a page that explains the
Hope scale.
hope scale completely. So you don't have to remember what I said.
Mhm.
You don't have to remember what we said in the conference. Like, you'll get this in your email, and it'll just tell you what hope
That's
is
a
all about.
resource, yeah.
The other things we're going to do is we have a blog. So on Tuesday, Ashley shares her experiences with the hope assessment, and her, just like she did today. And then on Thursdays, I share my experience,
Bless you.
the research. I've got a whole series planned about organizations that are actually engaged
Give
in
your laptop.
hope, and then they're
Give
actually
your laptop, 'cause we're gonna go
bright
back to the other
spots
survey
in the
now.
healthcare,
Now's the time to do it.
um, whatever
We'll pull up the
environment.
survey again and come full circle and see where you guys are rating yourselves and where you're rating healthcare, and then we'll be.
Yeah.
Is that good? Sorry.
Fine.
Yeah, we're done it. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Anyway, I just
Sorry,
wanted to share. There's a page called Speak Power to Truth. There's a weird phone number in there right now. We're trying to proof a concept. You call in this number and you answer 4 or 5 questions, right? And we're going to take those voicemails and turn it into a podcast. So we'll edit them, so PHI's out, cussing, any kind of like bad stuff. But then once we prove the concept to our investors, we're going to open this up with an 800 number nationwide. And that way, people in crisis or wherever they feel can share. So that's what we have. Feel free to play around the website.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You sit down.
And so the hope jars, they're a little elementary, but the visual I think is really important. And it's just a concept that your tool is in here. And so here we're going to come up and we're going to rate where you are. And now, after you've come to Modern Nurse Fest, what is your hope or your hope in healthcare? Now that you've been here, now that you've met people that see similarly, now that you see that there are people leading this, what is your hope to improve the way that we can show up for people? Oh, is it there? Is it already done?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Opposite of when we came in.
Yeah.
And that's not because we showed up harder. Who in this room has done a lot of self-care and self-work? Raise your hand. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Still kind of.
I think healthcare
Well,
is still the same,
healthcare
but
didn't change. We
no, that's
did.
okay. Healthcare,
We
yeah,
did.
we did.
Yeah.
But we can influence and we can change that and we can change the start. So wherever you put in that you're showing up today, maybe when you get home, pull out your resource if there's one that matches that color and just, smile and remember that you participated in something and you were here and it's really cool. So thanks, guys. Sorry.
All right, we're gonna read through this real quick.
Job.
All right,
Great job.
so
Thank you.
this is our award tonight.
It's cute.
Are you guys ready for the awards? Yeah.